Hello there and welcome to today's video. The topic for today, 10 ways to improve your negotiation skills. Why that topic? Well, we're always negotiating, aren't we? When you think about it, it doesn't matter whether it's with your daughter or your son or your grandparents or your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your business partner or your joint venture partner. We're always negotiating. And it's a skill that we need to work on. It's a skill we need to do as well as we can with. And when it comes to your business as a small business operator, you are going to be negotiating with your prospects. There's no doubt about that, right? And you need to have this skill. You need to be a good negotiator. I mean, if you've been involved in some sort of training before with negotiation or even with sales training, and they're saying to you, go for broke, okay? Get what you can, okay? Just squeeze what you can out of that darn prospect and get the maximum commission you can. If you're doing that, then that's what you call negotiating extremely aggressively. In fact, I wouldn't call it negotiating at all, to be quite frank with you. And yes, you may walk away as a winner sometimes, but there are other things happening behind the scenes there. And I do not think that's going to continue very well for you in the long term. So today I want to share with you some negotiation ideas and tips that may help you. I'm really hoping that when you take this into consideration, it will make a huge difference to the way you are dealing with the people that you are working with to build your business online. My name is Beckenham, the Village Marketer, and as always, here's my tagline, talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border. Let me get started and appreciate you sharing your time with me. I know you're all darn busy. I'm negotiating with you to stay with me, right? Because at the end of this video, I've got something pretty darn good to give you. The first thing, when two people are negotiating, right, if one person wins and the other person loses, then I wouldn't call that a very good, it's a negotiation, but I wouldn't call that a very good deal, right? To me, what you should be aiming at is having a deal where both parties win. If you have one person win and one person lose, then really, at the end of the day, the person who loses is probably not going to do business with you ever again because they don't feel like they've got the right end of the stick. They don't feel like they got treated fairly. They don't feel like they got a good deal. They feel like they lost. Now, if people are feeling like they lost when they deal with you, then that's going to impact on your sales potential. It's going to impact on your bottom line significantly. Very important. What you should be doing is aiming it to negotiate with people where both parties feel like they're winning and they've won. And when you do that, then the people who do business with you will do business again with you. But not only that, they'll also refer or introduce you to other people because they believe that you're a fair, just and honourable person. It's pretty darn simple, but that's what it is. So how do we go about this thing called negotiation, right? The first tip I'll give you, and if you've got a pen, just jot them down, okay? This is the old school teacher coming out of me. 1, build some emotional equity. Build some emotional equity. I got that one from Ian Carmichael, one heck of a good online marketer, okay? What does he mean by this? It means that before you even talk with your potential prospect for your business, help them. Go out of your way to provide something of value to them. Go out of your way to build the know, like, and trust factor with them before you get on the phone or whichever, or you go face to face with them. In other words, you're building up some equity. And why do we call it emotional equity? Because they're grateful, because they're thankful, because there's a know, like, trust and respect factor in this equity. And if you can build this equity, then your chances of negotiation with those people are significantly improved. All right? Make sense? Number 2, have a game plan. Know what you're trying to achieve with your sales conversation. In other words, envision what it's going to look like. Now, you can't predict all the ins and outs, okay? But you can envision the potential questions they may ask you and be prepared for them to give good, honest, clear answers to these questions. And also have a game plan in terms of what you are prepared to offer them, if it's appropriate. Okay? Have something in place before. Just don't go in there cold. That's what I'm saying to you. Next, listen. You've heard me say this many times before, but you cannot under or overstate this. If you want to know what is important to people, and you want to be a great negotiator, then you've got to help people get what they want in order for you to get what you want. And how do you find out what they want? You ask questions and you listen. And wait till the end of this video. In terms of questions, I've got a cracker for you, all right? So you need to ask questions and then listen to the answer, and ask open-ended questions. Ask questions that can lead you down a path of clarity, honesty with these people, so you can find out exactly what's important to them, all right? And by the way, when you do that, when you are actually finding out what's important to them, you're doing two other things at the same time. One, you are building a huge appreciation in them because you are showing them that you are absolutely listening to them. And then that is building rapport. And that relates back to the first point I gave you in terms of building emotional equity. In other words, you're building again on top of the equity you already have with that client or that potential client, right? So the chances of you being able to negotiate with them are going up every step of the way. The more you give, the more value you present, the more clarity you give, the more honesty you give, the more transparency you give, the better you're going to be positioned to achieve whatever outcome you are hoping to achieve. Because you're giving first, not taking. Okay? Next one. Know the outcomes you seek. I told you before, have a game plan. But what I'm saying here is really know what you are prepared to give up if you need to. Think about that. What is the bottom line that you're prepared to do? Now, I'm saying this because if you are negotiating with clients, then they may negotiate on price, they may negotiate on a whole range of things, right? And what you need to be able to do is to be able to have a bottom line of what you are prepared to accept. Okay? Really, you don't want to go into any sales conversation, any discovery call with a potential client without knowing what your bottom line is all about. Okay? Which leads me to the next one. Be flexible and open-minded. The way you get to what you are hoping to achieve your outcome can be unpredictable, truly unpredictable. So you have to be flexible. I mean, for example, I run sales coaching, and just this week, okay, I've had to think on my feet, but I was prepared for it because I'd done what I'm sharing with you today, right? And I had to think on my feet about how I can be flexible in order to achieve what these people want. Because in the discussion, in the discovery session we had together, they were coming up with all sorts of things that I needed to think about. And really, for some of them, they didn't take too much effort from me at all, but they were extremely important to the potential client. For example, real example. For example, one asked me, could we do bi-weekly rather than weekly sessions? Okay. Well, of course we can. Okay. And the other one is, could we do it on a weekend, Peter, rather than during the week? Because I've got this and this during the week and commitments, etc., etc. And I'm saying if time permits, by all means. But by me being flexible there and giving up a fraction, but still being aware of the outcome I was looking for in the end, right? In other words, I'm prepared to give in order to get, all right? Then the person, that particular person, was extremely grateful for that opportunity to be able to work on a weekend with me rather than during the week. So, I mean, that's the simple things, all right? And another one this week, by the way, just another example where I was flexible. They said, Peter, because what you may think is valuable, your potential client may not think is valuable at all. For example, to me, I use Zoom or Skype, but preferably Zoom, to run my weekly coaching sessions with my sales coaching clients, right? And the reason I use Zoom is because they can actually take a recording of the session and keep it for themselves and refer back to it after. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity, right? Saves them writing notes all the time, and we can get stuck into things more and more and optimize the time together. But for this particular person, I didn't want that at all. They didn't want video, okay? They're prepared to do audio only because they're a bit shy to go on video. I said, fine, well, you can still record on Zoom anyway. Oh, can you really? I said, yes, you can. So in other words, what I thought would have been great in terms of video to them was, oh, no, Peter, please, please, please. Maybe in a month when I'm working more with you, I can share with you face to face. But just now, let me just do it on audio. So I respect that. I do respect that. And she was very honest about it. So in other words, be flexible about what you're prepared to offer, okay? Next one, this is important. Believe in what you bring to the table. For example, if you are, let's take an example. Let's say the thing you're charging $5,000 for some service you deliver. If you don't really believe in that service, and when it comes to the point in the conversation when you talk about the price of your offer, okay, and you say, well, and it's 5,000, like that, okay, what do you think they're going to think? They're going to think you're not very confident about that price at all, right? You're not in a very good negotiation position either. You have to believe that what you are charging is not just great value for money, but awesome value for money. In fact, they're getting it at a darn dirt rate cheap value for money, right? And so you've got to say it's 5,000, and you've got to do it with confidence, not 5,000. Is that okay? Because that's not coming from a very good position of negotiation skills, that's for sure, right? And really think about this. Write this down. This is, I don't know where I got this from, but it's very true. You will get what you believe you are worth in life and in business. You will get what you believe you are worth in life and in business. Think that through. Because when you are dealing with potential people for your business or in relationships or in life in general, bear that in mind, okay? Next one. Nearly there. 3 to go. Next one. Know when to fold them. In other words, know when to stop negotiation. Know when to walk away, because you are going to find people that you cannot possibly negotiate with. Here's an example. This week, I was talking with a person, and the particular guy said to me, Peter, look, it's not the money, be quite frank with you. I said, oh, really? Okay, that's good. He said, no, it's not that. It's just that I'm not really prepared to do what you're asking me to do. And I said, excuse me? I'm not asking you to do anything just yet. He said, you told me that in order to do what we need to do, I would need to do X, Y, and Z. I said, well, that's correct. Let's call him Steve. That's not his right name. That's correct, okay? And he said, well, why do I have to do that? I said, because it's your business. It's not my business. I'm going to guide, support, help you, care for you, do everything, but I can't do the business for you. He said, why not? I said, because I'm not running your business, you are. I'm your coach. I'm not your employee. He said, I thought coaches do it for you. I said, no, sorry, Stephen. I think we need to revisit this whole thing. I don't think you and I are on the same wavelength, okay? So as a result of that conversation, I politely said, thanks, Steve, but I really am not the guy you're looking for. You need to go and find someone to employ to do the work for you. But I'm not doing the work for you. In other words, I'm not prepared to commit my coaching and my time and because it comes from my heart. I give everything I done got, right? I'm not prepared to do that if people aren't prepared to get off their butt and help themselves. And you will be in the same boat. You will be in the same boat. If you find people are not committed to themselves, it doesn't matter what they're paying you. If they're not committed, they're going to fail. When they fail, they're going to come back at you and they're going to blame you for it, not themselves. All right? So be careful. Know when to walk away. Know when to walk away. You cannot possibly deal with people who cannot help themselves. All right? Here's a bonus 2 for you, and then I'm finished. 1, be careful. You do not let emotions get the best of you. And this has happened to me just recently. Honesty time. Okay, I'll confess to this. Even though I've been involved in sales and marketing for 36 years, I'm still vulnerable. Okay, and I let my emotions get the best of me this week with someone. Okay, who is, and it's not the best way to negotiate. It was coming from my heart, that's for sure, but I was wanting the person to win, not necessarily become a client, but I wanted the person to win by accepting they needed to do this and this before we even talked about becoming a client. And they were saying no, but, or yes, but all the buts coming out. And I let the emotions get the best of me because I felt, and I ended up saying, what's the problem? And I got a little bit emotional. Now that is stupid. I'm sharing with you. No one's perfect, right? I make mistakes just like you do, right? But when the emotions came into it, I could not stand back and give a truly objective comment about what the person should really do because I was too closely involved because she had brought me into her story, okay? And I believed in her, but the problem is she didn't believe in her. So it was a very difficult thing for me. So be careful you don't let your emotions get hold of you, because if the emotions get hold of you, you're going to make some wrong decisions. There's no doubt about that when it comes to negotiations, okay? Even though emotions are a critical part of all sales, and we've talked about that before. Next one, and the last one, be careful about misunderstanding the other party. Please be careful. When people give you an answer within a discovery session, within a sales conversation you're having, you must be absolutely critically certain that you understand what that answer means. Please do not take it as face value. This is not just negotiation. This is your survival I'm talking about here, right? What you need to do is say to them, please tell me, what did you actually mean by, and quote back the words to them I've just given you. This is so important. You need to hear exactly what they understand by what they shared with you. All right? It's not just a matter of listening. It's more than that. It's a matter of taking them down and down and down through their emotional juggernaut in their head to get what's truly important to them. Okay? Once you've got that, then confirm again with them, am I understanding you correctly? Okay? Then there will be no misunderstandings between you and the other person. And when there's no misunderstandings, when there's true clarity, then you're in a much better position to negotiate for the benefit of both parties. So let me finish with this. I mean, negotiation is a deal, right? Because that's what it is, right? And deal is an anagram as far as I'm concerned. I love these things. I make them up, right? D stands for delve deep. Delve deep. Ask penetrating, open-ended, focused questions. Delve deep. D. The E stands for ethical, empowering them, and empathy. Be ethical, empower them, give them the strength and the belief in themselves to open up with you, and then be empathetic in what they're sharing with you. This is a critical part of negotiation. A is you will attract what you are worth. As I said to you before, okay? You will get what you believe you are worth in life and in business. So that's the A, D-E-A. And the L is listen, obviously, right? Listen carefully every step of the way. Do not half listen. Turn your phone off, close Facebook, give them your 100% attention, and then you can negotiate from a position of strength and ethics. All right. I hope you found that helpful, because I can tell you, if you can get these negotiation skills working for you, then you're in a much better position to run your business, because people will respect you more, they will see where you're coming from, and they'll know almost immediately that this person, like let's take an example, Isan Kazak is really worth listening to, and more important, she's worth doing business with, because she negotiates with me in a very fair and ethical way. That's my message for you. Here's my call to action for you. If you need help with the type of questions you need to ask, then send me a personal message. It's called Questions You Can Ask Any Prospect. It's a free PDF, okay? Questions you can ask any prospect at all. I hope you find that helpful, and I hope you found this one helpful. And until next time, let me ask you to do two things for me. One, leave me a comment, leave me some thoughts about the video. I'd love to hear that because I enjoy creating this for you, but I also enjoy the feedback I get from you because it helps me to give you more in the future. And secondly, if you liked it, give me a like and share the video as well. Okay, many blessings from Thailand. Good luck with your negotiations. I hope you found this very helpful indeed. Take care. Bye for now.